Hello, everybody. Today we will start Chapter 3. Chapter 3 focuses on common suffixes, and this is lesson 1 of the chapter. But please, before we start, keep your textbooks next to you. Now, turn to page 36. As we said, this chapter focuses on suffixes, and if you look at the first suffix we have here, algia. And there is another form of this one, the suffix, which has the same meaning. It is called dynia or dynia. Sometimes they pronounce it as dynia or dynia. But here we have to notice something, that even though these two suffixes have the same meaning, we cannot use them interchangeably. We cannot put one in place of the other. For example, if you look at the first medical term here, we have cephalalgia or cephalgia. We use algia, but we cannot say cephaldenia or dynia. We cannot say that. We cannot replace one with the other, even though they have the same meaning. So we have to take the medical terms as they are, as one unit. All right. So now the meaning of algia here is pain. The first term is cephalalgia or cephalgia. In your books it is cephalgia, but yeah, you can find it somewhere else or someplace else as cephalalgia, and both have the same meaning. Now, as you can see in the second column, we have broken down this term into its parts. We have cephal as a root and algia the suffix, and cephal here means head. Now, the definition, you remember we said that we have to start with the meaning of the suffix first and then continue with the other parts. Now here, the meaning of suffix is pain. Now, pain, where is that pain? It is in the head, which is the meaning of cephal. So, pain in the head. You can use another word for that. Instead of saying pain in the head, you can say headache, because it is used in English, this word, headache. So either pain in the head or headache. The second term, otalgia. Here, ot is the root and it means ear, and algia, of course, the suffix pain. Now the meaning, we start with the meaning of algia, pain. And where is that pain? Pain in the ear. Again, there is an English word which is earache. All right. So either this or that. Now, whenever we come to discuss terms like this here on one slide, the following slides will be the pronunciation of these medical terms.
Cephalalgia. Cephalalgia.
Otalgia or otalgia. Otalgia or otalgia.
Now, let's see the next suffix. It is site, and it means cell. Now, the term here we have adipocyte. Adip is a root, and it means fat, and cyte cell. Now, we can say fat cell or a cell of fat. Yeah, so both are acceptable. Now, the following slide, we will see the pronunciation.
Adipocyte. Adipocyte. Adipocyte.
Now, this term, which, if you remember, we mentioned in the first slide, dynia or dynia, which has the same meaning as algia, and it has a meaning of pain. Now here, in this first term, gastro, so here, gastrodynia or dynia, but you see here, there is an exception here. Earlier we said we cannot use them interchangeably, but here there is an exception. So if there are exceptions, we accept them. And you know, the exceptions usually are very few. So here either we say gastrodynia or dynia or gastralgia. Both are acceptable. Gastr means stomach, and it is a root here. And of course, dynia or algia, they mean pain. Now, what is the meaning of that? Pain in the stomach, or we can say stomach ache. You remember, just like the two words before, headache and earache, here we have stomach ache. All right. The next term is mastodynia or dynia. Mast means breast. The meaning, pain in the breast, or we can say breast pain. We can use different language if it is acceptable. As long as it is acceptable in language, we can use either this form or that form. Now let's see the pronunciation in the following slides.
Gastrodynia. Gastrodynia. Gastrodynia.
Mastodynia. Mastodynia.
Now the next suffix, we have ectomy, and it means surgical removal or excision. Now, surgical removal, it means that if a patient needs, let's say, a surgery, and the part of his body should be removed, cut and removed. So we call that surgical removal or excision. Not just to make a cut and keep it there, to cut a part and remove it, get rid of it. Okay? So the first term we have hysterectomy, and hyster here mean uterus or womb of the woman. And ectomy, it means surgical removal. Now what is the meaning? Excision or surgical removal of the uterus, to cut it and remove it. The next term, mastectomy. Mast means breast, and ectomy, of course, excision. Now, excision of the breast. Now, you know, maybe you have heard stories about women having breast cancer. How do they treat that? They cut it, they cut the breast, and they remove it. They get rid of it. So this is called mastectomy, excision of the breast. Now let's see the pronunciation.
Hysterectomy. Hysterectomy. Hysterectomy.
Mastectomy. Mastectomy.
The next suffix, we have emesis, which means vomiting. All right, to throw out. The first term, we have hematemesis. Hemat, now you are familiar with this root. It means blood, and emesis, vomiting. So vomiting of blood. If a person has some problem in his stomach, gastritis or something else, So when things get worse, the person starts vomiting blood. So we call that hematemesis. Emetic, IC, means pertaining to or relating to. Now we will come across a number of suffixes like this one, ic or al, ar, ary, something like that. Okay, we will come across them later. All of them mean pertaining to or relating to. So when we give, let's say, the meaning, we start with this meaning, which is pertaining to. So here the meaning, pertaining to a drug that causes vomiting. So if a person needs to vomit, there is something bad in the stomach and the doctors wants him to vomit what is inside, they give him certain drug, and then that drug causes the patient to vomit. Now let's see the pronunciation.
Hematemesis. Hematemesis.
Emetic. Emetic. Emetic.